Videos are allowed just not of
No,
Okay,
no,
okay.
no, only.
Now, in this step, we're going to talk about the moving continents. In the beginning of planet Earth, one giant continent that's referred to as Pangaea, meaning the mother of all things not set and the birth of the sun. After a while, Pangaea started to spread, changes called anarchy due to the natural disaster that happened, everything from earthquakes to volcanoes, as well as the movement of the Earth's tectonic plates. This screen is linked to the timeline above. It shows what type of plant Earth was at during specific time periods. Moving the screen can be circuit changing its form and shape, and again showing us what type of plant Earth was like at that time, the formation of our underground rock layers, as well as the shape of Pangaea. Moving the screen can be circuit changing its form and shape until it gives us this different continent that we know of today. And because of all these movements and all these changes, oil crafts were created. By moving the source that we have here available as an animation, you can get a better idea of the different oil crafts that we have in this house.
നീ എന്നോട് വഴക്കുണ്ടാക്കിയോണ്ടിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ അവർ പറഞ്ഞു കേട്ടോ, ഞാനും കേൾക്കാൻ സമ്മതിച്ചോ. എന്താ ഓരോന്ന് ഉണ്ട് ഓരോ ഘട്ടത്തിൽ. മതിയാ, എനഫായോ? Yes.
are the source of oil and gas, and then we have reservoir rocks, they reserve oil and gas, and then we have cap rocks, they protect oil and gas from coming upwards or the surface. And over here we have two different samples of reservoir rocks. Please go ahead and take a look to prepare.
That is rock. That is the rock and this is the oil. You see?
Here's the rock. This is rock. Here's the rocks.
Yes.
Here's the rock. Here's the rocks. And here's the rock.
Where is the oil?
And here's the oil.
Now there are numerous different methods of finding oil and gas. One of which is by using a method that we refer to as seismic surveys. Seismic surveys are done by using data by trucks, that sends vibrations to the ground. We then receive this data through earphone receivers, and we can see after that we can come up with 2D or 3D maps that tell us this about the exact location of the oil shaft underground. And here we have a tube that takes out core plugs or core samples of our layers of ground, and we have 3 different replicas of that right here. If you want to take a closer look, please feel free to do so.
I did do Tata.
Yes, yes, come.
ಬಾ
Yeah, there the green leaves are wells.
So here we have an interaction map. It shows the position of oil fields located in Kuwait. Right now, however, there's an automatic transition. We're going to zoom on to Burgan. Burgan is considered to be the second largest oil field in the world and the largest oil field in Kuwait. You can go ahead and try.
Come here.
പ്രസ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് റയനെ വിളിച്ചോ റയൻ.
Is this everyone?
Yeah.
So the sounds you're hearing are not okay. Yes, the sounds. They're not the alarms. They're just here to give you the illusion as if you're on a real live boat, right?
Nani, why the sound coming?
లిఫ్ట్ వెళ్తుంది కదా.
Exactly. Please.
This is Nani.
Nice. കാണാവോ?
What is that?
That is a gas tank.
That is a plane. The idea. Okay. మళ్ళీ ఇంకోటి చూపిస్తాను నీకు తెలియలేదు കണ്ടോ? കാണാമോ? Go this side. Again, you are going this way.
കുവൈറ്റ് ആരാണ്ട് ചോദിക്കുന്നത് എവിടെയാണ്? ആടാ ആ വരുവാ. എവിടെ? Thank you. Okay.
So the lake has 4 main phases. In the first phase, we use the largest drill bit. We go down a certain depth, and then we put the conductor casing, which is usually steep on the side. And then cement is poured through the ground and the casing to prevent the holes from collapsing. We then move on to the second phase. We take out the big drill bit, we put a smaller one, and then we put the second set of casing, which is called the surface casing. In the third phase, we use an even smaller fixed drill bit. The edges of this drill bits are made with diamonds to help cut the hard rock layers because we have now reached the oil reservoirs. We insert the intermediate casing. What you see going around, that's mud circulation to prevent the drills from overheating and exploding. Lastly, number 4, when we have reached our target depth, we make these tiny cracks with the help of bullets, and then oil will come up to the surface with the help of natural pressure. If natural pressure is not sufficient, we put tiny amounts of TNT to help oil come up to the surface. This one, please. This one, please. Using the knobs, you can feel the difference between them. So oil is classified using a worldwide unit called API. API is a very important instrument. The oil has a higher API. That means that it's lighter, more pure, that's more expensive. So these are the only real samples of oil in the exhibition. In their natural color, light oil is from Sabria, medium is from Burgan, and heavy oil is from Burgan. So this is another experiment to show the difference between the two using their viscosities. You can see how fast it all falls down with each other. You can see it's really fast in the light oil, it's really slow.
Slow. So which is heavy?
So behind you, we have the wellhead machine. It's more commonly known as the Christmas tree because of how it looks. This is placed on top of phase 4 when we have reached our target depth. The valves are used to control the pressure and flow of either oil or gas depending on the reservoir, and this has to be maintained very carefully to prevent an explosion.
That is the well.
Over there, we have the nodding donkey. Their real name is the secular pumps. Sometimes oil is very close to the surface and we don't have enough pressure. These machines pump in pressure so that the oil can come up to the surface. They are used on shallow fields. This way, please.
റയാൻ താണ്ടേ റീനെ
So now we have reached the marine section. In front of you, we have a Burgan tanker. It's one of the largest in the world. It can carry up to 350,000 tons of crude oil. In order to fill it up,
Don't touch.
in order to fill it up, we will take it 20 kilometers offshore and fill them up using the moorings, the convoys, the red ones, with the pipelines attached to one of them. This has to be filled in a specific sequence as shown on the screen to help keep the balance. So now, kids, come. So you will do this one. Yeah, you will do this one. This one. Turn it, and you will see it fill up with the actual tanker. Okay, please, I will need you to redirect the cameras this way so that I don't show, because I want to explain this way. You can come this way, take the photo. Okay, so now, no, why would we do this one? Now it will sink, and we will have to do it again. Okay? Wait, hands up. Only do what I tell you. Hands up, hands up. Let's wait. So now we will wait for it to empty so that we can hear.
Try again.
Wait, it is coming.
Okay, now do this one. This one. Something happened, yeah. And you did that one. Yeah. No. You did
This
that
one.
Yeah, do this one.
No.
Move. Move it.
Okay. Now, hands up.
Hands
You
up.
will do what I tell you, okay? Now, you will do this one in the middle. Yes, and you will do above her. Yes.
Move it
Do it
fast.
now. Do it again. Okay, see, it's working. Okay, hands up.
Sufficient. Done. Good job. Good job.
Now we will do this one. Yes. And do you want to do one?
See, that will open now.
Yeah, this one, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
turn it.
Do that. Now it will open now.
Christine, do it again. There you go. Now it's working. Yes, okay. Hands up. Good job. Now we will do this one. Yeah, and the one of that. Up, yes. Yeah. That's it. Hands up.
Enough.
Oh, you are balancing.
Yeah, we have to balance. Because, for example, if we fill the two in the middle first, it will be too heavy, the ship will sink. If we fill up the two compartments at the end and two compartments at the front, the ship will strain so much it will break in half like a Titanic. And if we fill on one side, it will just tip over. And we want to avoid oil spills as much as we can. Okay, now the last two, so this one. Yeah, this one and this one. No one above it, above it. Above it, yes.
See?
Okay, that's it, hands up.
There. See?
And now we have filled it correctly. When it reaches the destination, whichever country has bought it, they empty it out in reverse. What we filled last, they will empty out first, we still keep the balance.
See? No, sorry. See, this is all. You filled all.
నువ్వు ఇక్కడ ఎన్ని తిప్పావు కదా ఎన్ని ఫుల్ అయినాయి
See? Red light, good job. Let's go.
Oh.
So now we'll go that way,
Okay.
this way. This one's not working, see?
It's not working.
Problem.
It is not working.
life. So we all know that oil is used to fuel our cars and jets. In Kuwait, we burn it in power stations to generate electricity. When we cook, we light up the gas directly. Chemicals obtained from oil are used to make fertilizers and pesticides to help our crops grow. It's one of the main ingredients in health and beauty, as it's used to make medicine, makeup, plastic containers, and even the replacement parts for our bodies. Everything else that you see over here is somehow related to oil byproducts or polymers, like plastics, polyester, nylon.
Now you know that I do this for you. All your ties are.
ആക്ച്വലി ഇതൊക്കെ ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്ത് ക്യാമറ കൊണ്ടുവരണം വരാൻ ദിവസം എന്താ 20 ഞാനതിൽ കമ്പനിക്ക്
So now we have reached the year of fire. In 1991, after the forming eruptions of Burgan, they burnt more than 700 wells, causing the most catastrophic environmental problems common. In order to stop the burning wells, we needed to go on a journey back to 1991 to show you how they stopped the burning wells.
ബാബാ
You can have a seat.
Come. Sit. See the movie or talking about?
A choking expanse of black smoke for 100 miles or more.
അവിടെ ഇരുന്നാൽ മതി
No sun,
അവിടെ ഇരുന്നാൽ
no light. As dark as the blackest night. 788 oil wells destroyed. 613 wellheads belching bright orange flame, burning out of control. Millions of barrels of oil gushing from the ground every single day. Enough to keep the fires of hell raging for another 50 years. Of the Kuwaiti wild killers.
It was pitch dark, and the more I drove into the field, the darker it got. I had never thought of this kind of darkness because made the air completely transparent.
This was Kuwait in 1991, victim of the worst act of environmental destruction in human history. They came first from Texas, men who had fought fire all their lives, men who knew the risks. Pat Campbell of Wild Well Control.
Even all of us that have worked on welfares and blowouts our whole life, no one ever saw hundreds of wells burning at the same time.
Predator, Predator Service Hungary. was a heck of a bad-looking sight. At first, their experience told them that it would take 5 to 7 years to extinguish all the fires. 5 to 7 years that would destroy 10% of Kuwait's oil reserves. Years of contaminated water, of choking black smoke and darkness. Years of hell. Abdulrahman Malawani, Kuwaiti Minister of State for Cabinet Affairs.
We are talking about an unprecedented ecological catastrophe, the likes of which the world has never seen. We need the help of the whole world to cope with this.
And the world responded with the largest non-military mobilization in history. The Americans were soon joined by Canadians, Hungarians, Britons, Chinese, men of every nationality that had ever known this kind of fire. The Kuwaiti wild well killers astonished observers with their work rate and fearlessness. Bulldozers piled desert sand, layer upon layer, into blazing pools of oil. One road leading to every fire. The kind of fire that could raise air temperatures so high that the sand melted into streams of flowing glass. Now they needed water to cool both men and equipment. To get it, they reversed the flow of pipelines from the Arabian Gulf, where crude oil once flowed to the sea. Water now flowed in the opposite direction. Millions of gallons, pumped in constant streams over every wellhead, every machine, and every worker. Cooling them just enough to begin the task of removing twisted metal debris from around the well, so it was safer to start fighting the fire.
The water keeps you from boiling inside your protective suit. You're sweating out more than a liter of water an hour, and the only shelter is a tin shed.
Tin absorbs heat, enough to provide a few moments relief. That was enough to keep the fuel tanks on the bulldozers from exploding. There are many ways to kill an oil fire, and every fire is different. You can ram steel tubes down through the flames and inject mud to block the gusher. You can suspend a hollow tube to lift the flame up for a split second and disconnect it from the oil. Or you can pour in enough water to drown the flames, like the Hungarian team that mounted MiG jet engines on a Soviet tank to blast water at the fire. But the most effective technique of all was pioneered in the Texan oil fields. It works on the simple principle that fire needs oxygen to burn. The one sure way to remove the oxygen, if only for a split second, is with an explosive charge. With the fire extinguished, oil continued to spew from the earth at more than 1,200 kilometers an hour. This was when the danger was at its greatest. A single spark could reignite the inferno.
Coots Matthews of Boots and Coots.
Most people don't understand. Getting rid of the fires is the easiest thing. You've got to cap the wells because they're still boiling, and that's where work comes in.
Jet cutters blasted high-pressure water and abrasive sand to saw through broken bolts and twisted pipes. New wellheads were cautiously maneuvered over the pipeheads and clamped into place. And the wells never stopped spewing crude till the final boats went home and the valves were closed. points and coots.
When you actually get the pleasure of shutting the blow-up preventers in, it's the quietest quiet in the world. It's a very good feeling.
613 burning wells, extinguished not in 7 years, not in 5, but in just 9 months. An unimaginable ecological catastrophe had been averted, but now it was time to count the cost. Wildlife habitats ruined, livestock and bird populations desolated, smoke inhalation, burns. 7 fatalities. But the end could have been much worse without the courage of those who rose to meet the challenge. The men and women from Kuwait and around the world who risked everything to put out the fires of hell. The heroes of fire.
When asked if I look back at what happened with regret and sadness, I say I do not have any regrets because we as Kuwaitis learned much from the catastrophe. Every dark day had a bright side, and we have to remember the bright side.
Okay, everyone enjoyed? So now we have reached the last gallery in our exhibition. We hope you enjoyed it so far and have a good understanding about the oil production in Kuwait. We are currently producing just a little under 3 million barrels per day, and we aim to produce more in the future. To give you an idea of how much we produce, if we put the barrels filled with oil on top of each other, you can reach the top of Burj Khalifa in 27 seconds. If we do the same idea to the Petronas Towers in Malaysia, we would reach a single tower in 15 seconds. On the other hand, if we treat Kuwait Towers like a cup and fill it up, we can fill Kuwait Towers in 2.5 hours. The Empire State Building in New York will take 53 hours. And unfortunately, the oil drop is not working, but you can see this is how much we produce each second. Each second, we produce around 6,000 liters, which translates to 36 barrels. By this, we end our tour. We hope you guys enjoyed it, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
കഴിഞ്ഞു.
Okay? Okay?
Get that to me.
You can go straight.
അതിലെ കൂടെ ഇതിലാണ് നമ്മൾ കയറിയത്.
ഇവിടെയാണ് എക്സിറ്റ്. അത് എക്സിറ്റ്